The people here are world-class scholars, and especially in their respective fields. And that attracted me a lot, especially in education policy. You have professors really at the top of the list, working in that field. And again was the location. Philadelphia is one of the education centers of the United States. It's ripe for education reform. There's plenty of things going on in the city. And I thought that was a prime opportunity for me to really come and immerse myself in that environment.
Penn GSE has the idea that there isn't a one-key-fits-all solution, so they give you lots of different ways to tackle the problems and then allow you to sort of develop what do you find that works best. So in a classroom you may learn about a theory or a technique, and you're given the option and opportunity to try that out in your classroom under controlled situations with a mentor to see what works best for you and in the end, what perfects your practice.
The big pull for me about this program was that they combine not only classroom learning but also practical experience right from the beginning, a few weeks into the first semester. So the great part is that you are in the classroom learning about these skills, and then the next day you can start to practice them. And so that combination of the two really, I feel like you begin to harness the skills much quicker.
One thing I want to mention about professors is they are very accessible, especially Dr. Pika. She never locked her door. Like so friendly. Like you can come to her office and borrow the books or read the books there, or talk or discuss any things you want to talk about with her. And she will leave a note on the door saying like, "Don't lock the door." She's so encouraging students to explore knowledge.
I find that I have made very good connections with most of my professors. It's really a difference between your undergrad and a graduate program. They really care about your learning. They know that you want to be there. For example, I happened to be really sick one week, and my professor called me every day to make sure that I was doing okay, and we had an exam, and she was constantly keeping up with me to make sure that I was going to be able to do the best that I was able to. She's also taken an interest in the things that I've expressed in class, so now we've developed 2 side programs together. We're working on a bullying project and a narrative art therapy project outside of the program. So kind of developing research and hopefully getting published.
The person who kind of heads up our program, he's really, really invested in us, and in fact, he just emailed me yesterday saying, "Hey, I have something to talk to you about. It's an international opportunity. It's a job thing. Can I call you at home?" Really, really invested teachers, and really interested in not only our growth but our goals, which is amazing. Besides the teachers that are kind of in international educational development, I've developed some really hefty relationships with professors, just in GSE in general. I know that there's a couple that not only are going to help me, with my job search, but in life forward, I will definitely be in contact with some of these professors. When I was an undergrad, I didn't really connect with any professors, and I was kind of amazed at the number of professors I connected with here.
I live in West Philadelphia, not too far away from campus, closer to the real Philadelphia, so you get a good taste of the local life here. And there are plenty of things to do just in West Philadelphia alone. But there's always venturing into Center City, venturing into North and South Philly. But you can spend most of your time in West Philadelphia and have a blast.
I currently live right here in the heart of University City. I am a graduate associate at Hill College House. So right here on campus, only a few steps away from GSE. I love the neighborhood for several reasons. First, the university community. As a GA, I have a wonderful opportunity to work with freshmen here on campus and living and working with them one-on-one, able to actually live where they live at Hill College House and helping them to grow academically. And it's sort of the role that I've also taken on as a teacher. Living in University City is extremely convenient. When I first moved to Philadelphia and before I was a GA, I lived in this area, and it's just a homely area. It reminds you of the South and just sort of a neighborhood feeling, and you lose sort of the hustle and bustle of the big city. It's very homely and just really comfortable.
I live in Center City. I'm really happy about that decision. Center City's a little bit less, still very laid back, but a little less laid back than West Philly, and I like that. I like being a little bit away from school. It makes me feel like I have a life away from campus, which is really important to me because I have been out of school for a decent amount of time. I have so many restaurants and bars, if that's what you're into, around where I live. I just have to walk outside and there's this place to the right and this place to the left.
So Philadelphia notoriously is good for their food. I love to eat in Philadelphia. There are a ton of restaurants that are local to University City and to the university. There are tons of places downtown, some nice seafood places, Italian, anything that you can imagine, we can find something to fit your bill.
In West Philly, it's really nice because there's a lot of restaurants that you can go to. You know, you finish class on the later side, you can go over and grab a bite to eat, maybe a drink with some friends.
I go to Chinatown at least once a week. At first, because I need to teach there, so I have to go. And later I found there's a lot of restaurants and they cooked really authentic Chinese food there. So I just like to invite my friends to go with me there.
I love the food trucks. They're pretty inexpensive. There's a food truck for everything. I just discovered a dessert food truck, and it has creme brulee. Yay. It has creme brulee, it has molten. I'm not gonna start listing desserts now. But there's a food truck for pretty much anything that you can imagine and or crave.
I picked Penn GSE because of the unique combination of classwork mixed with field work. A lot of programs give you a shortened amount of time. You're only in class for 6 to 8 weeks. At Penn GSE, you're in the class from day one up until around towards the end of the school year. So you get an opportunity to see the complete evolution of a classroom and not just a small little bit.
Something that I was very surprised about was my cohort is just under 40 people. And the first semester, all of our classes were together every time. And so slowly but surely we developed these really close relationships where we can lean on each other for just to vent or to study or even, you know, a social outing. And so something that kind of I wasn't expecting coming into the program was that I've really developed relationships with people that I think will progress both personally and professionally.
2 years ago, I visited UPenn campus. At that time, I went through the locust walk, and I love that walk. It's so beautiful. So I think this is definitely a campus I want to study in. All the schools of UPenn are located in a walking distance. So I like to know different things from different schools, not just stick myself into one like education things. I want to know more.
So what surprised me the most about Penn is their level of involvement in the community of Philadelphia. Although I knew where Penn was in Philadelphia, I didn't know the extent of their efforts to branch out into the community to really affect and change the surrounding Philadelphia area. And coming here, I've seen the work they do at Penn Alexander. I've seen work they do with other nonprofits and other organizations, and so there really is a sense of community here that I feel is unparalleled with many of other programs that I consider applying for.
What I love about Penn GSE is the student body. The professors are great. They're always here for you. They have fantastic networks. It's not to put them aside in any way, but I've learned the most in many ways from my fellow students, especially in kind of our seminar classes where everybody speaks up, everybody's done the readings, everybody kind of puts in their own 2 cents based on what they know and where they come from. in terms of perspective, it's life-changing.